Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to The Walk. Today is Sunday, November 13th, and this morning was a lot like Friday morning. If you saw Friday morning's video, I told you about how very, very quickly I heard the Lord say, do you expect me to move? And that was what the message was about on Friday. This morning, wasn't even out of bed, and I heard, do you trust me to move? So clearly this is a topic that God not only wants me to sit upon, but he's saying he's directing this straight towards the walk. So that's what we're talking about today. So today is another gut check day. Do you really trust the Lord to move? And if you're like me, the answer is, at first my gut reaction is to say, absolutely, of course I trust God to move. I've seen him move so many times. Why would I not trust him to move? But as I started to really think about that, I think there are some things that I don't trust. And that's an area where I need to grow and I need to be digging in deeper and really pouring that out in prayer. And you can do the same thing. So I started looking for Bible verses about trusting God. And of course, I got a huge list of Bible verses that talk about trusting God. And as I'm praying over this, one of them jumped out at me in a very, very distinct way. And I was surprised at the direction that this came. This set of verses, I should say, they say nothing about trusting God, but they give the reasons that we trust God. They give the fact that we can, it explains why we can trust God. So that brings us to Hebrews 13, verse 8. And this first sentence, I really had to think about this. I really had to ponder it. I've read it a million times. I've heard it. I can't say I've read it a million times, but I've read it a lot. I've heard it all over the place. I remember my mom quoting it when I was just a little tiny kid. And it says, Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever. You stop and you think that through. Right there, that's a list of 3. That points you straight to the Holy Spirit. It's pointing to the Trinity. Jesus Christ is the same all the way back at creation. He's all the way through everything written in the Bible. He's the same today, and he's the same for all time. And as I thought about that, I started thinking about some of the things that are in the Bible. You know, in the Old Testament, we see some examples of God's wrath. We see creation. We see grace. We see mercy. And when we go to Revelation, we see him coming back as a conqueror. And he's conquering all that sin once and for all and taking over and setting up his kingdom in the New Jerusalem. All of that is the same. He's exactly the same character. Who he is does not change. Through all of those accounts, you just get to see the different aspects of him. And so I start thinking, okay, is that normal? And I'm thinking, you know, he's God, so he's very exceptional. He's very different from the rest of us. But, you know, there's different aspects of me. There's the aspect of me where, you know, I can be very shy and very quiet, but I can also be very outgoing if you put me in a room full of people that I know well. You know, I can be very calm and even keel in stressful situations. But if you give me the wrong stressful situation, I could completely come unglued. Now, I'm not saying that God comes unglued, but, you know, somebody who saw me for a snapshot of 3 minutes of my life and caught me in a really bad moment wouldn't really understand how I am on the day-to-day. So this verse is about understanding who Jesus is in the day-to-day. And when you understand that, you will see that yes, you can trust him. He is solid. He is there for you. He is guiding you. He's directing you. He's allowing you to go through those hard things because he knows it'll bring you to a better place in your relationship with him. He is all about that. Jesus Christ is the same yesterday and today and forever. Now that's not just a comma, that's an and. That's like saying I have on a purple shirt and later I will put on a blue shirt. instead of a list of Maggie has worn a purple shirt, blue shirt, and that and makes you stop and really pause. All of Jesus was there at creation. All of Jesus was there throughout the Bible. All of Jesus is there with us today when we go into our prayer closet, and all of Jesus will be with us forever. He is there. You can count on him. Trust him to move. When he tells you he's going to do it, he's going to do it. It's not a drive-through window. You got to wait for his timing. You got to wait for his way. And, I'm thinking that with these messages, do you expect me to move? Do you trust me to move? God is getting ready to call us to do something that is out of our comfort zone. And we're going to have to rely on our faith and the way we trust in him, the way we expect him to do what he says he's going to do as we step forward in that calling. So as you go into your prayer closet, give yourself that gut check. Do you trust God to move? And really think that through. Don't just give that snapshot answer of, yeah, of course I do, and move on. Really ponder that. Really let it sink in. Have a wonderful day. God bless, and keep walking the walk.